So, you want to be an elite player, huh? Well, me too.
Warning: the following content is not provided by an elite gamer. It is provided by the mouth from the south.
The mouth from the south.
The mouth from the south.
The mouth from the south. I done told you I ain't from the damn mountain. I damn sure ain't no elite player, but I have definitely played with some elite players, and I have some elite players in my clan. Um, yeah, well, of course, we're going to talk about Diablo 3, particular Season 27, and some secrets that you need to know, 10 of them, on basically how to be a better player. It's not really secrets of the elites. Yeah, a lot of the elites are doing this. A lot of the guys that I have been taught by, they do this stuff. So, yeah, maybe it's secrets of the elites. But if you want to be a better player in Diablo 3, these are some tips you need to do. And you got to be open-minded and actually do them. What's funny is a lot of the guys that come to me for advice or ask for help about builds or whatever, about 80% of them don't listen. And then they get stuck in a hole and then they wonder what the hell happens. And then they get mad and they leave. The guys that listen, they're like 3,200 Paragon now. So I wanted to make this list. We're getting towards the end of the season and starting to kind of wind down, even though we have no new news, no nothing, no info, no smoke signals, nothing. People are going to start pushing leaderboard runs and stuff like that towards the end. So it's time to talk about the secrets and let y'all know. And there's going to be some controversial stuff in here, but it is what it is. So, all right, the first thing you need to do, you need to have multiple builds. This should be apparent by now, but you need to have builds for everything. And by that, I'm talking about key farming, which is running Nephilim Rifts. I'm talking about Echo and Nightmare farms. I'm talking about running supports. You need to have both support builds. You need to have a build that can solo push, whether it's an Impale or Wave of Light Monk. And you need to have something that can do bounties. Now, this doesn't have to be one of each character. Now, obviously, you can make a Crusader and do bounties and do Echo and Nightmares and do farming. So that's 3 right there with one tune. You can make a Demon Hunter and do almost all of them. Just about every single one of them. Yeah, all of them, actually. So it just depends what your flavor is, whatever. If you like a monk, you can do just about all of them too, except for the support roles. You get what I'm trying to say. Build multiple builds. All of these top guys, they have everything they need. If you're stubborn and you just want to run a monk and you don't want to build an Inna's monk, you want to run some random ass piece of shit build that's not even in the Season 27, goodie bag, then you're not going to be able to do anything. So you need to have multiple builds. You need to be able to quickly, efficiently do whatever it is you need to do. You're going to see that's going to be a common theme throughout this video, is being efficient. Number 2, play the meta. It's very simple. Most efficient tactic available. You need to play it. There's a reason that it's the most efficient tactic. Right now, that is either 2 wizards, 2 supports, or 2 necros, 2 supports. If you need to know, go to max roll or go look at the leaderboards. Leaderboards will tell you everything you need to know. The meta is very easy to get Paragon, and don't be intimidated by doing a 150. So if you're subscribed to the channel, you know that I preach a lot about run a support, run a support, run a support. That will get you in the meta. It's real easy. I also have a video about the meta. I'll pin that right here so you can see that. But that speaks for itself. It's an efficient way to gain Paragon. Paragon's everything. That's what you want. It's an efficient way to get gear. Do it. This is a big one for me, and I know not everyone's a social butterfly like I am. I know it might be hard for some folks to make new friends or whatever, but if you just put yourself out there a little bit and network in the community, you'll be surprised who you run into. You can meet all kind of people and all different personality types. But the big thing is you can meet some really good players that can teach you things about the game that you would never know. So that's a big one for me. Network in the community. That'll really help you out. So this one's huge too, y'all. You have to play this game with an open mind. You have to listen and learn from others. There is always somebody better than you are. Always. Doesn't matter. There are guys that are better than Rags. There are guys that are better than Wajito. There are guys that are better than those people. They might not do a YouTube, but there's always somebody. It's a good attitude to have, at least, to say there's always somebody better than I am. And as y'all know, my background's fishing, and it's same goes in fishing. There's always somebody better than you, whether it's older than you, more experienced than you, or has more time on the water or whatever. There's always somebody better, and they will teach you stuff just by playing with them, just by fishing with them, just by hanging out with them, chatting with them, communicating with them, eating supper with them, dating their girlfriend, whatever. Just kidding. They will teach you stuff about this game, or you can pick up stuff that they're doing if you're observant enough. So, ask questions, listen, and learn. So if somebody's pointing something out to you, listen. Don't get frustrated. Don't fight them. Because if you do that, you're going to end up stuck, and you're going to do one thing. And disclaimer, if you're cool with doing one thing, running one character, you're probably not watching this video, but that's fine if that's what you want to do. But the elite players, they're listening, they're learning. We're all discussing with each other, not we, them. They like to figure stuff out. So that's a big one right there. Okay, elephant in the room. Begin flame. Just about every elite player that's playing this game right now is at least running T-HUD. Okay? It's just the reality. A lot of people are running butlers. Those are bots. That's what I call a bot, is a butler. And y'all, that's just the state that the game is in. And if you've played the Diablo series longer than 2 years, you understand that bots are part of the game. They've been there since Diablo 2. There's always been overlays. Map hack, for example, is one. If you can't beat them, join them, right? The game's 10 years old. It's at the end of the life cycle. Blizzard's not going to do anything about it except for the initial ban waves. It's very blatant. If you see somebody with 7,000, 8,000 Paragon, there's not enough time in the day for somebody to play Diablo 24/7 and get that kind of Paragon, right? So that's just elephant in the room. It is what it is. Now, about T-HUD. T-HUD is an extremely useful tool, okay? Disclaimer, this stuff is violation of TOS. Not advocating that you use it. Not saying that I use it. I'm just saying that it is a great tool. So if you do decide to look into it and use it, you will learn a lot about the game. It will clear up a lot of different questions that you have, such as, is there really 50 yards in the game to get Zai's Vengeance to proc and stuff? Yes. It will also show you, progression, more details. Basically, a lot of the information that came from Rax's video on how to fix Diablo 3, a lot of that came from T-HUD. So, the progression, the little hashtags, the, being able to see your partner's cycles, your player mate cycles and stuff. It's just a really useful tool. It is what it is. That's why everybody's using it. It does show the map. It shows pylon spawns. It shows anything and everything you could ever think about this game. It shows you. So whatever. It is what it is. Like I said, you can drop a comment below and let me know what you think about if you agree or disagree that people should use this or whatever. But if you're an information, I don't know if I can even say the WHORE word, but if you're an information whore like I am, it's interesting. Anyway, now we got that out of the way. It is what it is. Diablo 4 is coming out soon, so it'll be a while till all of the bots and all that make it over there, hopefully, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more monitored. But it's just the state of a 10-year-old game. It does get to that, and a lot of guys feel like they have to be competitive, so they have to run the butlers and they have to keep up with everybody else because that's what you got to do. It's almost sad, I hate to see it's all about who knows how to run a bot better, but it's just the way that the game is right now. If you're trying to push, super high leaderboards and all that kind of stuff. All right, so learn a theory craft. I can't tell you how many times we've had discussions with big players about what's better, this passive, that passive, la la la. There's tools out there on Maxroll that will allow you to, do different builds and try different passives and rolls on your gear and stuff like that without having to waste a bunch of time. Again, back to the efficiency. That way you're not in town rolling a bunch of stuff, wasting a bunch of mats, wasting a bunch of time trying to find random items. You can just sit there, put you some Netflix or something on the side, and mess around with that theory crafting on the item planner, Diablo 3 planner, I believe it's called. Besides that, learn the builds, right? So these guys, they know in the ins and outs of their characters they like to play. They know what passives they have. They know what they can do. They know what they can drop to pick up this and try this and experiment with that and la la la. You get the point that I'm trying to make. They learn their builds, they learn their characters, and they theory craft. There's stuff in the game that's not on Maxroll. Like I preach that a lot. Like you can go to Maxroll and get the basis and learn about the build, but like once you learn how the character works and what you're trying to accomplish and all this other stuff, you don't have to rely on what the guide says. You can theory craft and do some interesting stuff. Like I'm working on running Wave of Light Monk with 3 supports right now. Like just stuff to keep the game fresh. Okay. This is a big one for me, y'all. A lot of y'all are solo self-found. I don't know why. That's just my opinion. To me, if you really want to be good, you build a team. If you build a team, and what I mean by building a team is a core guy, like maybe 6 guys, so you can have 2 you rotate in and out, maybe 8 guys, but a core bunch of players, whether it's within a clan or whatever, but a core bunch of players that you work well with, you G-haul well with, you get along well with, and you communicate well with. And that's kind of hard to find, but basically your buddies on there. If you got a bunch of guys that are like skilled, you don't get annoyed when you play them. They know what to do. They listen. You just work well as a team together and you can run metas with them. That's what you do. Okay. If you have a core group of guys, then you've always got something to do. They're always down to help out. You can theory craft with them, whatever. It really helps to join a clan. We are actively recruiting in my clan, Plebs for Life on Diablo 3. You can join our Discord, and then we'll get you in the clan. We have over 70 active players. So once you go inactive from Diablo 3 for 15 days, you get the boot. You're always welcome to come back, but I do that to make sure we've got a fresh player base at all times. So you're more than welcome to come join in, and it'll help you build a team because there's tons of people in there, and we got good personalities and good stuff like that. So that helps out, helps you get Paragon, helps you get items. You can item share, you can power level things. Like that's if I had to pick one right here, if I had to pick one out of this list, building a team is going to be the one that I would pick out of everything. If you had to focus on one thing, get you a group of guys, because you can do anything and everything you want to do with 4 fellas that like each other and like to play. It's just that simple. All right, this is a big one here, y'all. Practice makes perfect. You're not going to build a Z-Barb and be the best Z-Barb in the world the first go around. You're not going to build a ZDH if you're new to the game or you've never ZDH'd, if you've never done a 150, and be good. Okay? Practice makes perfect. Just because you get the build done and you run it one time and you're uncomfortable with it doesn't mean you don't ever run it again. Keep running it. You remember when you were riding a bicycle? You had to put training wheels on because otherwise you busted your ass. And then one day you took training wheels off, and then one day you were jumping sweet jumps like Napoleon Dynamite with your handlebars and shit turned backwards. Like, come on, y'all. So practice makes perfect. I can't tell you how many times I've built builds for guys and they run it for 2 hours and they never touch it again because they didn't understand how to build run. Well, you didn't give it a chance. You didn't give it 2 minutes of your time or 2 hours to do anything with a build, right? So practice makes perfect. Same thing with Wizard. Same thing with anything. Do you think these guys made a Wizard, just immediately went and did 150s and nuked the whole map and watched Netflix at the same time while they were doing it? No. Practice makes perfect. All right, set a goal and be efficient. This is a big one here. I've noticed that a lot of the top guys, the elite players, they don't waste a lot of time when they're on. Okay, especially if you kind of my age, you're in your mid 30s or you're older, and you got life going on, you got youngins, wife, all this kind of stuff, job. You don't get on and just Mickey Mouse around. You set a goal. You say, okay, my Paragons, whatever it is, I want to get to 3,000 or whatever, something realistic that you can accomplish, and then they do that in the most efficient way possible. So, example, if you're doing 150s and you're trying to, let's say your Paragon's 3456 and you want to get to 3,500, you know that you need to get you some cow sticks, you plan whatever, you plan out what you have to do, and then you do it. And I know that's like the pot calling the kettle black, because if you play with me, you know I'm not really that efficient because I like to talk and I get sidetracked and whatever, and it's kind of annoying sometimes to some people. And I don't mean to be that way. It's just it happens. But there's times when you gotta focus and you gotta be efficient, and you don't spend a lot of time in town salvaging. A lot of guys will actually run 2 GRs and then work, salvage whatever they got to salvage and then get right back in it. 2 GRs. So, be attentive, be efficient, especially if you're in a team, and work towards that goal. All right, and the last one, y'all, this is just kind of obvious. Have fun, but main thing is try new things. There's all kind of cool things out there to play. You don't always have to push 150s. You don't always have to log on and find an item, right? You can Rainbow Goblin farm. You can try to build, the Staff of Herding. You can look for transmogs. It really is endless. I guess not endless because there is some limits to what you can do. Whatever, la. But get out there, make some friends, try new things. Some things aren't going to work. Some things are. It's just about having fun and doing it. One time we pushed, we got 4 supports and we just ran GRs and see how high we could push with 4 support builds. Like it's just have fun. That's the big thing. But anyway, I appreciate all the growth that the channel's getting. We are so close to 1,000 subs. So if you watch my channel a lot, or you're just coming here for the first time, please hit subscribe for me. Let's get over this hump. 1,000 subs would be killer. We're also streaming now on Twitch, Hawg_gaming. So head over there, give me a follow. That'd be cool too. And appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time.